Welcome to the 14th annual D3Hoops.com Classic here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Gordon Mann, joined by All-American Zoe Tomlinson of the Colorado College Tigers. First off, we'll get the game stuff out of the way. Congratulations, a dominant performance against Susquehanna.
Thank you very much. It was awesome to get playing again after Christmas, so good to be back.
How was the layoff? How did you keep yourself active over that period?
Yeah, definitely. Just had a couple conversations as a team, with our coaches. We're all really motivated this year. We have high goals for ourselves, so we all have a high level of personal discipline to hold ourselves to. So no worries about that.
Now, I asked before we went on, how does someone from New York City find their way to Colorado Springs? Tell us your story.
Yeah, so funny. Kind of looking at schools, didn't know exactly what I wanted to study. But once I got in touch with Coach August and the rest of the team at CC, the girls on my visit, you could tell they loved each other and have a great time together. And Coach Catherine's hard to beat, so it turned out to be a perfect choice for me.
Now, you had a really interesting high school career, if I understand this correctly. From sophomore year of high school to college, you were in the COVID season. So tell me what your high school basketball career was like.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty short. I played kind of freshman year, sophomore year, and then I ended up tearing my ACL junior year, but it was canceled anyway, so I ended up not missing much. But I went to a small school in New York City, so it's definitely more, it was an all-girls Catholic school, so smaller schools, but I had a lot of fun. Again, something that I love is, when my teammates are my best friends. So I had that in high school as well, which is really special.
Is that where you developed your footwork and your low post game? Because we were marveling at how good you were with your footwork around the rim. You also played soccer and lacrosse. Maybe that helped.
Thank you. I would give a lot of credit to my AAU coach. I played for the Riverside Hawks, and he was a big proponent on kind of the basics, footwork, keeping the ball above my defender, so a lot of credit to him there.
Now, you came to Colorado College because you could play two sports. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so definitely in high school I didn't know if I wanted to kind of stick with lacrosse or basketball. I loved both of them. I definitely was not as successful at lacrosse, but it was a lot of fun, so I kind of wanted to keep up both if I could. And Colorado College is one of the few schools where the lacrosse coach and the basketball coach said I could play. So I did that for 2 years, and I absolutely loved it, and thankfully I got the chance to play two sports. You learn a lot about time management, for sure.
So somebody asked me something, and I tried to answer as if I knew the answer, even though I really don't. So I'll ask you. Is the elevation a thing? Is it harder when you first start playing there?
I would say it's a thing kind of when you first arrive, but now that I've been kind of going back and forth from New York to Colorado for 4 years, I don't even think about it.
You can just run long distances and you see,
But definitely kind of getting in as a freshman, it's a thing, and you'll see in teams we play, it's a thing. But you get used to it pretty quickly.
Okay. So your team has improved in terms of win-loss every single year. It was like 16 to 19 to 20. So that means you'll win 25 games this year. How have you noticed the team change over that time?
I think one of the biggest things is, we work really hard amongst ourselves. Something I mentioned earlier, kind of going into winter break and keeping workouts up, is we just hold ourselves to a really high level. We hold each other accountable, and every year the team has just bought in more and more. So it's kind of just been a natural thing where we've kept improving as we've held ourselves to a higher standard every year.
Yeah, you mentioned the higher standard. Right now, if we had a team ranked 26th in the country, it would be you. You're just outside of the poll. All-American. You mentioned having higher standards, higher goals this year. So what are they?
Definitely, we want to get in the tournament. We have our eyes set on the SDAC championship again. We've been there the past 3 years, but this year we're hoping to win it and move on from there. So definitely goals beyond just conference this year.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about your academics at Colorado College. Another unusual thing. You guys still do the one class at a time thing?
Yes, we do. So we do the block plan. It's one class at a time, 3 hours a day for 3.5 weeks. And then it's kind of nice. You get a little break. We call it our block break. It's 5 days. It's funny. I didn't think about it before committing to CC, which I probably should have. I'm sure my parents wish I had looked a little more at that. But I ended up loving it. You really get to dive in. Your professors also are only teaching one class. So you get to really get to know them and focus.
They only teach one.
Yeah, so it's a really cool environment. Everyone's really bought in. You get to meet new people. And so it's worked out well for me.
You're a math econ so tell me what will be your first course coming out in the semester?
First course, so I'm doing my senior thesis right now, so I'm doing kind of a study. I'm looking at how having a star basketball player affects attendance at NCAA Division I women's games.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
I'd be interested to read that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
It starts with Caitlin Clark, I would imagine. Is that what keyed the interest?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm focusing on 4 players. I'm looking at Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Juju Watkins, and Paige Beckers. So there's been a lot of studies on men's basketball and kind of the superstar effect, but none on women's. So I wanted to look into that with my professor.
What does having a star Division III center do for an SCAC women's basketball game for attendance? What does the data tell you?
Haven't looked into that, but we'll get it. But from personal experience, hopefully a little bit of improvement.
I joked with you earlier because I remember my senior year of college, this petrifying feeling of what am I going to do when I've graduated, and you look so happy and carefree out there. So congratulations on your job. First, tell us what you're going to be doing, something about investment analysis.
Yeah, so I'm working at an asset manager. They manage endowments and high net worth individuals' assets, and I'm just an investment analyst. So more to come on what I'm doing, but I'll see.
And you'll be living in?
I'll be in Boston, which I'm excited. I'm from New York, been there my whole life.
So that means you're changing all of your allegiances? Are you going to become a Sox fan?
I'm already a Red Sox fan. It's
what? How?
Going back, my whole family's kind of gone to school in Boston. My grandfather played with an old Red Sox player when he was really young, but I feel like I have that part down, so it felt like an easier move.
Okay. And last question for you. What are you going to do out here in Vegas other than win games by 35 points?
Definitely a lot of hanging out with the team. I think we're going to a show. I'm not sure exactly which one.
Okay.
But just kind of hang out, walk around. Yeah, definitely very different from where we are, so it's fun to see.
Well, thank you very much, Zoe. You were very game for this interview. Congratulations on the great performance, and we look forward to watching you one more time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.